Ho, 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 ho. Alright, that's enough cringe for one day. But anyways, welcome back everyone. Minebuster here. It's been a little while. Alright, so I'm kind of back now just well, I'm going to try to get back into the game now and basically just make up for lost time, essentially. I haven't really been commentating much on the previous LCS seasons as much. I've been kind of busy lately, but I mean, I have a little bit of time now, so I can actually do it now. But with that being said, all right, let's start with the lock-in tournament. I just have a couple of thoughts after watching all the games of the tournament. I just wanted to talk about some of this stuff, so I got all my notes for all the different teams right here. And just to make this video kind of a little concise before LCS starts kind of tomorrow afternoon, what I want to do right now is I'll also make this video into kind of like a tier list, so which teams I think are going to be at the top or at the bottom of Spring Split. So what I'll do is I'll start from the bottom. I'll go with number 10, and I'll just give you some notes that I have on all the teams that I think are going to rank in those places. Now, unfortunately, however, I'm going to have to exclude both TSM and Golden Guardians from this video because, unfortunately, we didn't really get to see their main rosters play. Now, I mean, we did get to see some of them play for some of them, but not the actual proper rosters. So I'm going to just not even talk about TSM and Golden Guardians, but I will rank them, however. So you'll see what I mean in a second. But anyways, the team that I think will probably be at the bottom at the end of Spring Split, at this rate, it's looking really like it's probably going to be CLG. Honestly, I don't really think they're going to do that well. I think the best they might probably do is maybe like midfield. The only other team that I could see at the very bottom is maybe Golden Guardians, but honestly, I don't think their roster's too bad. Here, let me just take a quick look at what it's going to be. I think it's Licorice, Pride Stalker, Blaze Olive, Lost, and Ole. They could be last, but I don't think they will be. But regardless, CLG, however, Jenkins, Contracts, Palafox, Luger, Poom. I mean, I like Contracts and I like Jenkins a little bit, but other than that, I don't really think the team is too amazing, or, I mean, not too bad either, but a lot of the other teams have some players that I think could easily put them above this one. So I'm going to say CLG may be at the bottom this season, and then after that, we'll go on and we'll talk about the next one, which I believe will, like I said, be Golden Guardians. Now, unfortunately, like I said, we didn't really get to see the roster play at all, so I think I'm going to have to probably put them at the 9th place spot, just based on what I already know about the rosters for beforehand. So I mean, I hope to see a Blaze Olive and Pride Stalker kind of show a little bit more this season, but we'll see if they've improved at all a little bit later on. But anyways, for now, let's go on to the next one. The next one is going to be, for me, so in other words, this is rank, I believe this is 8 now. Rank 8 in my mind is probably going to be FlyQuest. Now, here's the deal, okay? The reason why I put them above the other two is because I think Tukui showed quite a bit of promise in the lock-in tournament. I thought we got to see some stuff that tells me that FlyQuest might do a little better than people anticipate. And I've already been a fan of Jose Deodo. I've mentioned this many times in my past videos. You've probably seen it before. And then they also have Johnson and Afromu, which I think is going to make for a pretty nice bot lane. And much better than people will expect, that's for sure. So we'll see how that goes. They got Kumo in the top lane too, so Kumo can probably bring a little bit as well. But yeah, I see them being above those other teams, though. Immortals, now I'm putting Immortals at 7th place here, and the reason why I'm putting them above all these other ones is Revenge, Xerxes, Power Vivo, Wild Turtle, Destiny. So Wild Turtle, Power Vivo, Xerxes, and Revenge have spent a lot of time in the LCS. Honestly, I think they're all pretty decent players, and you know, regardless of the showing that they had now in the lock-in tournament, I think if they have some time to gel together and just, you know, kind of play together and kind of grow a little bit, I feel like they can take that 7th place spot at that point. And then, of course, we have to move on to number 6. Number 6 will probably, in my mind, probably have to be, I mean, just because I haven't gotten to see any of those imports play yet, probably TSM. Not exactly fun for me to put them in this spot. I kind of want to see TSM doing well. They got Spica, they got all these other guys, but I'm probably going to have to put them over here, at least just for the time being. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward from that then, and we'll talk a little bit more about the next one. So this is the 5th place team that I think is going to be here now, and I think that will most likely be Hold on here 1 second. Let me wait. Where's my tier list? There it is. Okay, I think that'll probably be Cloud9. I mean, Darshan's looking really nice. Fudge, Fudge moving to mid lane was a bit of a concern for a lot of people, and the main concern was, can he play the champions and can he play the lane well? Well, he could play the lane well, but the problem is I don't think he has the type of champion pool that you would need at this level. So, as we saw in the lock-in tournament, if you banned out some of the ones like Victor or Corki or the scaling kind of mid laners, they could easily kind of counter him after that. So, honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how much that changes between the end of the lock-in and the start of LCS tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to change that much. So that's the thing. And like I said, I don't quite know everything I need to know about the imports yet. Just because they're from Korea may not necessarily mean that they're going to be amazing in the LCS. They're probably going to be great, but just because I have some questions in my mind about that, for now, I'm going to rank them at the rank that I have them at. Okay, so far we have CLG, Golden Guardians, Immortals, and FlyQuest and Cloud9, right? So that takes care of 5 of those teams. Let's talk about the top 5 then. So let's go with number 5. Number 5 in my mind is going to be... Wait, hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I talked about TSM 2 and Gold Guardians. Actually, I did 6. Sorry, this is the top 4 now. Sorry. So the number 4 team, the 4th place team in my mind, is going to be probably Dignitas. Now, Dignitas showed a lot of promise in the tournament. I know you guys saw them do really, really well. Against some of the other teams. And I want you to keep in mind the only reason why Dignitas is as high as they are is because they defeated last year's champions, 100 Thieves. Now, even with that being said, right, what I'll say about Dignitas is this. River's looking really nice. River looks like a really great jungler. Biofrost is a multiple-time ex-champion. I don't think he's going to have too much trouble adjusting back into playing again. Neo and Fake God are showing some promise as well. The whole team kind of surprised everyone when they took out 100 Thieves. However, what I will say is this. When 100 Thieves lost, I saw a lot of stuff in the game that kind of showed me that the 100 Thieves was the one making the mistakes as opposed to Dignitas destroying them, if that kind of makes sense. So Dignitas played really well, don't get me wrong. However, I saw 100 Thieves make a lot of very basic mistakes that they should not have been making in the first place. And so what I think it comes down to is really just once 100 Thieves get back into the swing of things, I think they'll be back up there again. So that's why I got to put Dignitas over here and not yet 100 Thieves. So anyways, that's where I'm going to put that for now. And then we move on to 100 Thieves. So, well, I mean, when we talk about 100 Thieves, there's really not much else left to say here. I mean, 100 Thieves is going to be 3rd, in my opinion, now, just because they were the champions last season doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do that again this season. And keep in mind, that would be great to see. And I mean, people are expecting Team Liquid and Evil Geniuses to be the best teams, which, I mean, of course, I am in this list too. However, if 100 Thieves were to go past that, that would be great. However, I'm seeing a lot of far too basic mistakes that you should not be making with the same team again in the next year, right? So you can't be making mistakes like this, even if it is just the lock-in tournament. So I'm just seeing some very basic problems with them that could show up again later on in the split. Okay, on the other hand, however, let's get to our top 2, which, as you might already know, EGTL. But where do I place them becomes the next question. So for me, it's always been TL at the top. EG will have to take 2nd place here. Now, Evil Geniuses has shown some great promise. They're proposed, to be the best team in the LCS this season. However, of course, Danny, Jojo Pion, kind of younger players. Danny showed some great promise last split. It'll be great to see what he can do, how he's grown kind of this year. Jojo Pion, a new player. By the way, I know quite a bit about Jojo Pion. I've seen him for quite a while now. He's a very good player. However, he's still pretty young, still lots to learn. So I don't think they'll be taking the 1st place spot quite this season, or this split, maybe in the second, the summer split. But spring, I think, will have to go, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're a fan of, to Team Liquid. Now, when we talk about Team Liquid, first of all, Bwipo. He's just the best. I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this season, but just look at what he did in lock-in. There's no arguing against what Bwipo did in lock-in. There's no arguing against that. And then you got Bjergsen. Bjergsen's always been great. He's been playing solo queue even when he was a coach, so, I mean, we didn't really expect him to fall off too bad. But he's really showing that even with the time off that he took for coaching, he can still be a pretty good player back in the LCS again. So it's going to be pretty interesting. interesting to see just how much better he can get from that lock-in tournament, because he was pretty great there. And then we have Hansama Core JJ. That's just going to be a brutal bot lane to deal with. There's just really no getting around that. And keep in mind, Hansama's been playing with Ayla, I believe, this whole time. And Ayla is shown to be a very good support as well, but he has quite a few holes in his games that Core JJ is kind of, over the years, just kind of like ironed out. So honestly, yeah, I think Core JJ, at the end of the day, will still be the one that is the better support, right? So, and I don't think anyone really argues that, but okay. And of course, Santorin's just an all-around great player. He always has been, always will be. He's been like that for many splits now. I don't think anyone doubts Santorin's level of kind of where he's at now. He's been good for a long time now. There's no questioning that. So automatically, based on just the composition of the team and just on paper, just looking at the names, yes, TL easily takes the top place on this list, and they've proven that in the last lock-in tournament. Now, of course, keep in mind that was the same thing that happened last year, where TL was projected to be number one, and then, of course, they had some problems, and then they ended up not winning the split. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how this plays out. But I don't think they'll have the same problems with Buppo that they may have had with some of the other players they had last year. So. And Bjergsen's just crazy good. Anyways, but with that being said, that is kind of like my tier list and my takeaways from this last kind of lock-in tournament ahead of tomorrow's LCS start. Please come back here at the end of the weekend, right? So probably Monday. I'm going to upload another video kind of as an update to the end of week 1. I'm going to be making these videos weekly after every week on the LCS. So please do come back and check those videos out afterwards. I've been Minebuster, and I will see you around for the next video. Peace out.